Hello and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to create the structure for our contact form using HTML. I am in my project directory, so I'm just going to click on my HTML file here, which is the index.html. I've already got some basic tags already in the document, so these are what we'll be using for creating the structure. I'll run through this. I'm sure you know what each of these tags do. The first line here, doc type, basically lets the web browser know that this type of document is an HTML5 document. And then we've got the head section and the body section. Most tags, HTML tags, are paired, so you've got the opening and the closing. Closing is identified with a slash, as you can see there. All right, and you can see also the tags are well indented. It's always good to indent your code so you can read it better, and it also helps others who have to read your code. So looking at this structure here, you can tell that the head and the body are both children of the HTML. I missed a tag here, so I just need to complete that. Missed the HTML opening tag. I missed out the L. Okay. All right, so the tag is now paired. You can see the dotted underline there matches the one here. It tells you that the tags are paired. So we're going to start filling up each of these tags now. To make things move a bit faster, because I don't want this lecture to go on forever, I've already written the code, so I will just explain bits and pieces of the code as I paste them in. You can see I have also indented, so you can tell from the indentation that line 4 to 8 are children of the head section. As you can see, I've indented them under the head. So let me run through the contents of the head section. So whatever is in the head section is for information purposes. They're not actually visible to the visitor. So the meta car set, it's you use that to define the code, the character set you are using. The standard is UTF-8. You can read up on it if you want to, because I don't want to elaborate on it too much in this lecture, so that we don't miss out on the relevant stuff. The meta name here again, this viewport, anything in green here is an attribute, and the value are always enclosed in quotes. Wherever you see this viewport here, and you notice I've specified these values here, you need that so that any device can be used to view the web page or the application. So it enables the screen size, whatever screen size you use, it will fit and adapt to that screen size. That's what all this bit in here is. The scale basically is the zoom level. All right, on line 6 here, I've got the title for my form. Line 7, I have attached a link to my style sheet, which is the style sheet I have created here, which is this one here. So I've just attached a link to that. I've also got, because we're going to be using jQuery. jQuery is a JavaScript library. So rather than install it, I have created a reference to it via a CDN. CDN means Content Delivery Network. Rather than installing it, I am accessing it directly from Google. This is very useful. So if you want to know how this works, just type in CDN in your browser and it will tell you all about it. So I've attached a reference to that here. Okay, so this will enable me to use jQuery in this project. So that's it for this head section. Okay, so I have now pasted some code in. So I pasted some code into the body section, which is from line 12 all the way to line 33. So basically, these are the tags we'll use to create the actual form. So inside here, again, you notice I've indented them properly. You notice here the form, this is the tag you'd need to create a form. So this is the opening tag for the form. And then if I scroll right down, I've got the closing tag there. And inside that form element, we've also got, I've got an H1 tag. H1 is an heading tag. And then we've got a field set for the form, which we'll use to identify the various fields. A label here is used to label the form. For example, label, this is an attribute and the value is name. So my form here, when I launch it, it will have this field here called name, and it's got an input. Input basically is where you type in something. That's an input field. Give it the value is text. So everything in green here is an attribute and the values are enclosed in quotes. So I've also given it an ID here called name. So if you notice the same thing here, so that would be the name section where people will type their name. And this, I've also attached a class here called stored. We'll use this class later in our JavaScript. Again, same process. This is where they'll enter the email, the label again to label the field, and we've got attributes, and then we've got some ID as well, and also this class here. Remember that a class can be reused several times. An ID is unique. So this is the text area where they'll actually type the message. Again, we've got the label tag here to label it. And this is the attribute and the value is message. Again, I've attached the same class here called stored. We're going to use this later for our script, JavaScript. And then this is the end of the field set for the form. And I've attached a button. This will be the submit button. So when people are finished, they will submit there. And that's the end of the form. And then I've attached a script here, a link to our JavaScript that we will. So this will be the link to the JavaScript. It's always good to attach your JavaScript files just before the closing body tag. That way it does not prevent other contents from loading. So that is it for this section. We have now created the structure for our form. If I save this and then we can view and see what the form looks like at the moment. I just click save all. So this is what the form should look like at the moment without any CSS applied. So you can see CSS makes it pretty. So this is it for the form. So if you've got something like this, well done. So that's it for this lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to implement our CSS to make this form look a bit prettier. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.